In section 4.3, we're going to talk about how we add two decimals. Adding two decimals is very similar to adding whole numbers. We start off by taking a problem and then writing it in vertical format. So 23.85 plus 1.604. 23.85 plus 1.604. Now, one thing you have to be very careful is when you add decimals, you have to line the decimal up. So notice that I put the second decimal value right below the first decimal where the decimal lines up. The 1 is directly below the 3. The 6 lines up with the 8, and so on and so forth. That is the most important step. Once you're able to do that, adding is easy. So now we just add the values down. So from right to left, 4, 5, 8 plus 6 is 14. So we write down the number 4 with the remainder of 1. 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 2. Now bring the decimal point directly down. 25.454. You're done. It's that simple. Let's add three numbers together. Okay, and you can also review the procedures on how to add decimals with these three steps. To add these numbers, the most important thing is we line them up in the appropriate order in vertical form. And notice how I write the numbers pretty spaced out. 129.43. So I'm going to put the decimal first, and I'm going to go 9, 2, 1, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2.8903. So start with the decimal, 8, 9, 0, 3, and then 2 goes right below the 9. Add down 3, 7, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 9 is 18, with the remainder of 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, 10, 18. Bring down the decimal, and you had a remainder of 1 from this number. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 9 is 14, 16, with the remainder of 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, 5, 6, and then you bring down the 1. So you have 166.8873. We go on to subtracting decimals. Subtracting decimals is a little bit different from adding because sometimes you might have to borrow. But the steps are very similar. We first line the two numbers up in vertical form. So 35.218 might take away 23.65.6523, take away. Subtract from right to left. 8, take away nothing's 8. You can't take 1 from 5, so here's where borrowing starts. So I have to borrow from the 2. The 2 becomes a 1, and every time I borrow, I'm going to gain 10 units. So 10 plus that extra 1 is 11. 11 take away 5 is going to give us 6. Now we can't take 1 from 6, so we have to borrow from the 5. So the 5 becomes a 4, and this 1 also now becomes 11. 11 take away 6 is 5. Bring down the decimal. 4 take away 3 is 1. 3 take away 2 is 1. And we're done. 11.568. Subtracting those two decimals. Sometimes borrowing is going to involve. Very similar to subtracting whole numbers. The only difference is you have to be careful to line up your decimal appropriately. Subtract 17.1 from 85. Line these up in vertical form. The tricky part of this problem is 85 is a whole number. So when you write 85, it looks like this. 85.00. Just so that you're clear, because 85 is a whole number. There's no decimal after, there's no decimal value after 85. So we put decimal point 00. Take away 1731. So decimal 31 17. Take away. So we have to take away from right to left. Can't take away 0 from 1, so we have to borrow, but this guy has nothing to borrow, so we lean to this guy. But this guy is also smaller than 7, so we borrow from the 8 ultimately. So the 8 is going to become a 7. This will become 15, but then it's going to let this guy borrow one of its unit, so it becomes 14. This guy supposedly is 10, but it's going to let this guy borrow one of its units, so it becomes 9. Now this guy becomes 10. 10 take away 1 is 9. 9 take away 3 is 6. Bring down the decimal point. 14 take away 7 is 7. 7 take away 1 is 6. So you got 67.69. That process was kind of confusing, so look at it again. Pause the video or watch this segment again so that you understand how borrowing works. Alright, find the total monthly cost of owning, and operating a car given the expenses below. Owning a car is expensive, and it comes with a variety of different costs, such as your monthly payment, insurance costs, and also you cannot exclude the cost of gasoline. To find the monthly operating cost of a car, we add all of these together. So we line them up carefully with decimals in the appropriate location. Monthly payment, insurance cost $47.52, 52.47, $95.33, 95.33. Let's go ahead and add these together. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 3 is 8. 6 plus 5, 11. With 3 makes it 14 with the remainder of 1. Bring down the decimal point. 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 7 is 14, plus 5 makes it 19 with the remainder of 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, 10, 19 with the remainder of 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So the cost of owning a car per month is $399.48. Again, you can rewatch the video to help review how to subtract or add decimals if you need to. I will see you in the next video.